it as guide designs from scholars, like in the picture. And before entering or after leaving the classes, we put hand sanitary, like in the other picture.
COVID in Spain. After the COVID was announced in Spain, we had quarantine established in March 14th, and it lasted over 3 months. After that, the government set up curfew time, and it first was until 9 at night, but as the situation improved, they changed it until it was withdrawn, and they also allowed us to take off our mask outdoors. But the rule was enforced and withdrawn many and several times, and after some time, the vaccines came.
So the book recommendations.
Well, the first book that we recommend is the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I think that everyone knows what book is, no? But well, this speaks about Harry Potter, a little child who lives with their uncles in private rights, and someday he knows that he's a wizard and live a lot of adventures in Hogwarts School, the magic school, with their partners and their friends, Hermione and Ron. And well, it's a book that I recommend because I don't know, I love the stories that have magic, fiction, fantastic animals, and I don't know, it's an interesting book. And well, I recommend it, not you.
My book recommendation is called On a Wide, Wide Sea. It talks about, basically a diary of a survivor of World War II. So if you want a more realistic experience about like wars and such, I recommend this book. I actually have this book. If anyone wants to read it, you can ask me and I'll lend it to you.
The Seven Husbands of Emily Noble. The protagonist is Monique, a reporter. Even so, the book talks about Emily Noble, an actress from Hollywood, and it talks about how she was famous, how she went to Hollywood and with her 7 husbands. And Monique is the protagonist because the book is rated like is her book.
My book recommendation is Haste by Ariana Boyd. It is about dogs that teacher kid and government by costumes. At the date is the protagonist. She has never broken a costume or belief, but she has a dark secret. One day a stranger family moved to town, and many stranger things begin to happen, including disease.
So my recommendation is Perfectos Mentirosos. It's called in Spanish, so in English is Perfect Lies. It talks about a girl who gets a scholarship in a private university. Mainly the topic is cyberbullying, we are talking about now. So they are like cash brothers, 2 siblings. As it says, they have young millionaires, so she tries to expose them, they have really big secrets.
The book that I recommend is called The Hunger Games and it's written by Susan Collins. This book has been the bestseller for 3 years, and it's about science fiction, and the story is located in a dystopian future in a country that is divided in different communities. These communities provide 2 children to play a series of games. So the story basically is the struggle of these kids through the games that they play.
So my book recommendation is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. And I recommend it like if you want to start a new series, like this one is a classic. So if you want to start a new series, I recommend it. Also if you like magic and fantasy, I also recommend it. Well, I won't go too much into the depth of the book to not spoil the story, but it basically goes like that there's an evil lord that is called Sauron, and he created a ring, a very powerful ring, to conquer all of Middle-earth, and all the different factions that live in Middle-earth form, like all the different people from the factions form like a fellowship. Yeah, there are different factions such as hobbit, dwarves, elves, and humans, wizards, and so on. And they all form like an alliance, and they go on to find the ring and destroy it. So I recommend this book if you like. Yeah, if you like fantasy.
The book I recommend is Culpa Mía, in English is my fault. This book is about Noah, who is the protagonist, who her mom married with an old rich man, and she has a stepbrother who they fell in love, and they do very things that part is illegal things, but at the final they'll feel in love, and yeah, everything.
So we hope that you enjoyed your presentation.